You are gonna want these travel essentials for your next economy flight. We love flying economy for its affordability, but I think we can all be honest and say that flying economy is not the most comfortable experience, especially if you're flying over oceans. But for most of us, flying first class or anything other than economy is not even an option. Over the last 3 to 4 years, I've probably flown over 100 different economy flights, and I've compiled a list of items that I bring on every economy flight to make it an experience I actually enjoy. So get out your notebooks and write down these must-have items to find comfort on your next economy flight. This first item is an item I basically don't leave the house without, especially when I'm traveling and for economy flights, and that is going to be my noise-canceling headphones. These are the AirPods Pro, but there's tons of great noise canceling options out there, whether it's a bud or over the ears. When you're flying economy, there's a lot of noises, right? There's a lot of people crammed in a small area, and having the ability to put on some headphones and zone out a bit, as well as block out some of that noise, is really, really nice. So I bring these with me on every single economy flight. Next, we have this little baggie. This is a newer addition to my packing list and something I've really enjoyed as of late. And inside this little baggie here is this contraption. This is an AirFly, and basically what this does is this is going to allow you to connect your Bluetooth or wireless headphones to any entertainment system on planes. The downside of economy, as well as these entertainment screens, is they have not kept up to par with the quality of their headphones. And we've all been on economy flights where you get those crappy little chintzy corded headphones. And now using this little piece of technology, I can connect my AirPods to the entertainment system, which is really convenient, as well as it continues to block out some of that background noise when I'm watching my favorite movie or show. Before we dive too deep into these items, I would love to hear from you down in the comments. What do you find to be the worst or most uncomfortable part about flying economy? I love having discussions like this when it pertains to travel pet peeves, as well as just gripes that people have, because we get such a wide range of answers on our channel, and I feel like these are all things that we can all relate to, so it's just fun to have that type of discussion in the comment section. Hopefully though, after today's video, you will have a few less issues with flying economy, being that a lot of these items should help make your experience a lot more comfortable. Our next item or items are going to be an eye mask or a buff. If you know me, I actually prefer a buff over an eye mask just because this has more uses for me, but having something to cover your eyes in economy is really nice because most of the time there's so many people in economy. Most of the time people will have their lights on, and if you want to get some shut eye, it's nice to have something to kind of dampen the light of your surroundings. The reason I really like the buff is because, first of all, I just use it when I travel a lot, whether I'm hiking to keep dust and dirt out of my nose and mouth. But also, what's really nice about a buff, using it as an eye mask, is this one that I have here is pretty comfortable. And basically, I just kind of put it on like a headband, cover my eyes like so, as well as it can help keep my headphones in, which is kind of nice, with a light pressure. The one thing I would recommend if you plan to use a buff is find one that is a little bit of a lighter material so you don't get super hot, as well as it doesn't put a ton of pressure on your head. Next, you're gonna wanna pack some layers. I got a sweatshirt here, this is just a prop, but a long sleeve, a light jacket, a blanket, whatever you feel comfortable packing and using is gonna be key. That's not only a great travel tip anytime you're traveling, but especially if you're traveling in economy, you're not gonna have good control of the temperature. You have that little dial above your head, but let's be honest, it's usually pretty cold. So you wanna make sure that you have the ability to take off layers or put on layers to regulate your temperature. Now, this next item, you might not need to bring on every single economy flight, but I thought it was something that I should definitely mention, being that if I'm flying longer than, let's say, 5 hours, I'm usually bringing this item. And that is a pair of compression socks. I thought these were a joke when I first started traveling. I didn't pack them ever. I didn't even have a pair. But let me tell you, when I got done with my first 17-hour flight in economy, I was wishing I had these. My ankles swelled up to the size of tree trunks. They were so big. And ever since then, I invested in some compression socks, and it really helps me recover from longer travel days, helps with blood flow. You're just overall a lot more comfortable with a pair of compression socks. Next, we have either a crossbody bag or a money belt. These are great travel items in general, but let me explain how I use these on economy flights. Now, for those of you that have watched any of my other videos, you know that I use this money belt most often, being that it sits nice and tight to my body. It's very discreet. It sits right underneath my shirt. It prevents stealing and things like that. Anyway, usually before I board an economy flight, I will put all of my valuables in here. So my wallet, passport, cash, sometimes even my headphones. That way, when I sit down in my seat, I will take this off and I will put it in the pocket in front of my seat. What's really nice about this is it's super annoying to have a bunch of things in your pockets when you're sitting in economy because the seats are really tight, and there's nothing worse than having like your phone dig into your side. So I put all of my valuables in here, put it in the front pocket, and that way I have easy access to all of it, but also I don't have to worry about losing anything because I can see it. I don't have to worry about something dropping between the seats. I don't have to worry about losing something deep in the pocket. And then when I get off the plane, I just grab this, put it back on, and I'm good to go. I'm always looking to learn from you guys. We have a great community here on our channel that knows a ton about travel, tips, tricks, hacks, things like that. Let me know down in the comments any items that you will never forget for your economy flights. Maybe something that makes it a little bit more comfortable or a little bit more of an enjoyable experience. Let me know down in the comments. I would love to learn and hear from you. Next, we have these two items. This is a travel toothbrush from a company called Gum. I like this. It kind of just folds in and out, compact. And this is some solid toothpaste. I made an entire video about how I changed all of my toiletries over to solids. I'll make sure to link it below. You should definitely check it out. But I've been bringing this solid toothpaste with me when I travel economy because it's always nice to freshen up the breath. Now, sometimes if you have a long international flight, they will provide some toothbrushes in the bathroom, but even on short economy flights, it's nice to get in the bathroom and freshen up a little bit. And brushing your teeth is like my favorite way to freshen up because there's nothing worse than airplane breath. We all know it. You sleep with your mouth open, the air's super dry. It is not pleasant for those around you. So freshening up with a small toothbrush and some solid toothpaste can be really nice. Staying on the topic of freshening up, it can be really nice to bring some body wipes. So whether it's something like this, I think I got this for free, or these simple wet wipes, I usually use them just on my face. I'm not taking like a full wet wipe shower, but being able to wash your face is a very rejuvenating experience on a travel day and is something that I've started doing and just makes the experience a lot more comfortable. Make sure that if you do want to freshen up, I would highly recommend not washing your face with the water in the airplane. That water is not clean. So having something like this instead is really helpful. Oftentimes they have a little bit of a scent to it too. So it makes you smell a little bit nicer as well, which is a bonus. The next items we have are going to be under the category what I'm going to call external hydration. As we know, airplanes are very dry, so you want to have some stuff to make sure that you don't get super dry. And things like chapstick, lotion, or even some Visine to prevent your body from getting dry really helps make economy flights way more comfortable. For me personally, I usually just travel with some chapstick and some Visine. Meg usually travels with the lotion. That leads me into our next category, which maybe should be called internal hydration. Having access to a water bottle can be really nice in economy because they're not roaming around with drinks too often like they probably are in first class. So before I get on my economy flight, I fill up this collapsible water bottle. By no means is this the best option on the market. This is just something I like because it folds up really nice. But having options to stay hydrated internally on your economy flight is very important as well. This next item I find myself actually using less and less, but is something I still make sure to pack with me on an economy flight, and that is a power bank. The reason I say that I'm using this a bit less these days is a lot of the planes are newer and they do have plugins, so I don't find myself needing extra power that often, but there's nothing worse than traveling to a destination and getting there and having a dead phone. So I always make sure to have a backup source of power, and I just use this smaller Anchor power bank. I really like this brand, and this gives me a little peace of mind when I'm traveling. We have gotten to the last item that I bring for my economy flights, and I bring this actually on every flight, and this is by far my favorite item, and is something that I would highly encourage everybody doing. And it is bringing a little pill kit or medicine kit like this. It's super small, it's super compact, but let me show you what I have in here. So inside here, I have basically everything that you would need to be as comfortable as possible on an economy flight. Something that if emergency happens, you're gonna be ready to go. So in here, I have some ibuprofen, great for headaches, aches and pains, anything, ibuprofen can solve it. I have some Tums, just in case you get a little bit of an upset stomach, more ibuprofen. I have a ginger chew. These are really nice for motion sickness, as well as if you have a little bit of an upset stomach, some more Tums. I have a cough drop. As we know, planes are super dry, and having something to soothe your throat is really nice. I have breath mints, again, to combat that airplane breath. I have some Pepto-Bismol, a little bit more power if you have an upset stomach, because as you can see, most of these pertain to the stomach. There is nothing worse than having a upset stomach on a flight. So I make sure I hit all of my bases when it comes to solving an upset stomach. Next, I actually have some Dramamine. This is nice for those of you that get motion sickness. And then last but not least, I have a few pills of melatonin. Those are nice if you're on a long, maybe overnight flight and you want to get some sleep. Taking one melatonin can be really nice to help with that. This little kit has saved my life on economy flights a few times, and I would highly recommend creating one for yourself. So get one of these small pill kits, I'll link them below. Fill it with whatever you think that you might need, and I can promise you, you're gonna be prepared for any situation. If you enjoyed this video and are still interested in some more travel essentials that you can add to your packing list, I would highly encourage you going and watching the video I made about how I changed all of my liquid toiletries into solid toiletries. I was surprised with the outcome and how much space I saved, as well as my efficiency through the airport increased. Thanks for watching this video though. Please, 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 if you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up, as well as subscribe to our channel for more content like this. We will see you in the next video.